Medicine
Hey,
with the
what's going on,
Metals,
Mark?
Plant Medicine Path. Hey, Travis, how are you today?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, me too, brother. Me too. Just got off a really beautiful journey, beautiful medicine experience, ready to hop back into the 3D world, but really ready to hear about you and your story. What brought you here, Travis? What brought you all to this path? Tell us a little bit.
Uh, Perfectly honest, I never looked or thought about plant medicine until about 5, 6 months ago. I started doing a little bit of research. I took the typical anti-anxiety medication with clonazepam. My sleep has been terrible for years, and I've been on Ambien. I was taking up to 36 milligrams of Ambien a night to fall
What
asleep,
a
which
horrible,
isn't good.
what a horrible medicine. I mean, that medicine right there is just brutal. Brutal. You don't get no
Brutal,
sleep on Ambien.
brutal.
All you do is go into a coma. But go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, I was. I'm smart enough to know that it wasn't the end all be all, and that taking these clonazepam and the Ambien wasn't doing my body any favors. Um, the sleep was still not great. The clonazepam forced me to take naps throughout the day, and it was a good quick fix, but it didn't feel like it was ever doing, ever healing anything. And I started actually studying up on clonazepam and the side effects is early dementia, a lot of other stuff. And I've got, as you can see from behind me, I got a lot to live for. My babies are my everything. And I just started really focusing on an alternate way of doing things and an alternative medicine. And to be perfectly honest, uh, things weren't really that bad. I was still taking, a couple months ago, but I started slowly taking myself off of it. And I hit a really, really rough patch just over a month ago. I believe I talked to Michelle, and what a blessing that conversation was.
Yeah,
She gave me
it's a
hope.
blessing.
Um, she gave me the courage to open up about me and some of the stuff that was going on, but I couldn't put a finger on what was going on with me. I wasn't waking up in the middle of the night, you know. Uh, and briefly about me, enough to make it free. Did that for 4 years, and then I transferred over to Forces Unit, First Force Reconnaissance, and did that for another 4. Did 3 tours overseas. I didn't lose you, did I, Mark?
No, we're good. We're
I didn't
good.
lose you,
You're going a
did
little
I?
slow, but people can hear you. You're fine. Nope, nope, you did not. You're good.
Okay. And then did 3
You were talking
tours.
about doing your.
In fact, here in a couple of days, marks the 20-year anniversary of me entering Iraq in an invasion. Uh, Almost 20 years ago now. So, and I've always thrived under chaos. A lot of things on my plate. Busy, busy, busy. Very driven. Um, Detail oriented, and uh, life on paper right now for me is good. I'm retired. Basically, I coach youth football. Life is pretty good, but I don't have that, I guess, chaos. And I kind of think that it's just everything just compounded, and I have to, deal with the past and stuff because I don't have everything. Uh, I don't have that chaos to keep my mind away from past trauma, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes a
That's
lot
the
of
best
sense.
way that's the
Makes a lot
best way
of
I
sense.
can describe it. And I would say it hit the pinnacle of the peak. I literally went to a Super Bowl party with a couple other couples that I was already friends with in a house. It was, a couple people, and I just didn't want to be there. I didn't want to socialize. I started finding myself isolating. I couldn't put the finger on it. Like I said, I wasn't waking up in the night, in a gunfight or something crazy. It was just always something looming, like something bad was about to happen. And it was bad. I like I said, I can't put describe the feeling of this dark shadow, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think we all know what
Um,
you're talking about. That just despair, that despair point.
Despair, yeah. And I felt broken. I felt, a burden, and I'm willing to try everything. And my background, I always grew up. I never did quote unquote drugs. I grew up in the era, the egg on the frying pan. This is your brain on drugs, blah blah. And I started looking at like Fantastic Fungi and a couple other shows on Netflix, and I'm like, man, it's not hard for me to wrap my head around, and I won't get into politics of America today, that, possibly the government and big pharma doesn't have our best interests in mind. I'm like, we've got all these people, swearing by this plant medicine and what it does. And I'm like, I got nothing to lose. Let's give a whirl. And I ended up starting to contact retreats to go do a macro dose, and I'm flying out to Mexico on Saturday to do that. But like I said, I was put in touch with you, and I believe Michelle gave me a call, and we talked for a while. And I mean, she can chime in. I was not where I am today. I can tell you that. Uh, and she sent me some of the sacraments or the microdosing. I don't know what I don't really care who hears what I'm
We don't
taking.
either, my friend.
Uh, she sent me the microdosing pills, and day one, I mean, like I said, I never did drugs, nothing. I took that one little pill, and I'm just sitting in my bed, and like 45 minutes, hour later, I'm like, what am I doing? I need to get up and shower. I need to, trim up the beard, shave a little bit. I made breakfast, and I hardly ever do that.
There you go.
And then I just started working around the house, and I microdosed 4 on, 3 off, and I've just finished up the 4 weeks. And the first week it was pretty intense. I will say by the end of that fourth day, I was like, whew, need a little break. But my brain was firing on all cylinders. I've done, motivational speaking in the past, based upon my background in the special forces community, leadership classes. And I haven't done that for a little while. And I found myself in the sauna giving full on motivational speeches on accountability. And I was on point. I mean, I was thinking of stuff that I hadn't thought about in, a while. So the
Rewire and
microdosing, it
refire.
just fired.
Hmm.
It
Rewire and refire, my friend. That's where
it
you're
was
at.
firing all. My brain was
Hmm.
firing on all cylinders, and I can say, I can take that one little pill this last week. It's a lot easier to take now as it was before, but I think my body's just starting to. I didn't think I would be talking to plant medicine, but I think it's like at first it was like detoxing. I was sweating a lot that first week. I think it was pushing a lot of toxins out of my body. My heart rate was a little high, and it was like really actually bringing me back to life. I mean, if we're being real, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm not ashamed to say it. It brought me back to life, and I can't believe a mushroom can do this. And like I said, if I can share my experiences, my background, between law enforcement, the special forces community, athlete. Competed in triathlons as well for over 20 years. Like I've always been very driven, whatnot. But if I can help people, and my goal is ultimately, um, I love freedom. I love it, and I don't want to push this on anybody, but I want everybody to know this is out there and this is available. That you can have a better life. That you don't have to be stuck in the big pharma pill every day, uh, machine. And if somebody gets this information and they decide to stick with their Prozac or Ambien or whatever, you know what? I support you 100%. Do you? But I want to get it out there to at least give people the option and say, wow, I can relate to that. Let me try it. or not try it, but at least they have the knowledge to make a conscious decision for themselves and their families. That's
Yeah.
my biggest goal. And anymore
It's
now,
amazing. It's actually amazing to see you in the last month. I mean, Michelle really kind of has talked to you and told me a little bit about your story, and I've just been kind of listening in the background because Michelle, what she does is beautiful. I mean,
oh, she was
she
so
just is
so
real.
calm, and
Yeah, she's
she
real.
comforted me like it was. I felt loved. I felt compassion from her, but most of all, I felt like she had a definite insight to what I was going through, the trauma or the pain, and she offered an answer, and I didn't even know that was available. I didn't know anything about that, and I was like, okay, let's try it. And the more research I did with the micro, it's just so little, and I've gotten a bunch of it, and I've given so much of it out for people to try. And people are like, I'm like, you gotta call these people. I'm like, I can't keep giving it all to you, but I'm giving it to so many people. I'm running through this stuff because I want everybody to see it, to
Mhm,
experience it, to
mhm,
experience what I felt, because I was on the edge. I mean, I
mhm.
wasn't, suicidal, but I was to the point where, like, God, if a meteor, my kid's down the road and not gonna be a meteor land on me, or if I'm driving down the freeway and somebody swerves into me and I'm by myself, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. I was not feeling good.
Yeah.
And this stuff, like, overnight, like, and if all the only relief I got was just my anxiety, or borderline depression, or whatever it was, if that's the only relief I received from this microdosing, I would be on cloud nine. But it didn't just do that. It gave me relief from those things, but it also just fired up my brain to where, like, I'm on fire. I'm like, I'm rocking and rolling. I'm not taking naps. Shoot, I'm waking up early. Uh, you know, Getting up with my son earlier. I'm running around with him in the afternoon, playing basketball. Uh, you know, I'm moving and shaking at all times, and, like, cleaning up stuff, doing projects around the house. Um, a lot of this stuff just is, I mean, it added so much more than just the anxiety and depression. I chewed tobacco for 30 years, 30 years, since I'm like 18, 19 years old. Starting this microdosing, I've taken a couple over the last 4 weeks, but it basically crushed that addiction like overnight, blows me away.
Mhm.
I just, I'm so fortunate to have met you guys.
We're
Like I said,
fortunate to have met you. We're fortunate to have met you. We're fortunate to hear these stories. Your stories are what we need. We need to get this information out there, and people need to hear. Travis, ex-military, ex-law enforcement. We have so many in our groups that are doing the same thing that you're doing. The stories are beautiful, Travis. They're
right.
This isn't really a hard medicine. It's just hard to break that analogy you had in your head for so long. Break what you've been told,
But
that stigma. Once that
the,
stigma is
yeah,
broken, it's a beautiful thing.
the social norms of what you were born and bred with as a child, and growing up with it, drugs bad. And then you start looking at what actual mushroom is, a plant, and there's no side effects. It doesn't, you look at these drug commercials, medications on TV may cause ulcers, this can't, up to death, and it's like, hey, now ask your doctor for this. It's like, what?
Nobody's
That don't
ever
make no sense.
nobody's ever died from psilocybin ever. So,
Nope.
and let's talk a little bit. This microdosing has brought you to the new level. Now you're going to be going on a retreat this weekend, a psilocybin
Yes, sir.
retreat.
Yeah, it's going to involve one macro dose, one DMT experience, and then two other microdoses, I believe.
That's going to be beautiful. Let me tell you a little bit. Those macrodoses are going to be a game changer for you, my friend. I just can relate, because once you get to that level, you're there. You're there. So when you go to this weekend, do yourself a favor. Let go. No matter how
Yeah.
scary it gets, just let go. Go. Go find that. And then when you come out of that, it's going to be beautiful. 5 MEO is
Yeah.
going to be a different experience. I mean, that's your godly experience. So you're going to see some amazing stuff. I can't wait to talk to you when you come back from this, because I think a lot of people want to hear this too. A lot of people like to see results. Humans like to see results now. We're so tired of talk and this and talk this. We want to see you. We want to see me. We want to see results. And I love this. I just love this path. I love seeing people healed. I love seeing people just change their lives. And that's why we do what we do.
I like I said, I can't say enough about you guys and what you've provided for me. The This is a complete game changer, and if I can help reach anybody, I don't.
You're helping
I
now,
got.
my friend. You're just helping
I
now.
would.
So,
I want to pass this gift on. I wish I had known about this forever. I've got lots of law enforcement buddies that are going through some difficult times,
yeah.
and they're afraid of what the department and I just explained to them, like, what, there's no alternate side effects. It's not going to, it's not a bad thing, and what's best for you and your family, not to get on the political side. I'm a pro Second Amendment, obviously, but they can make whatever laws they want. I've already decided, I'm going to do what's best for my family.
Yeah.
And this is the same thing. I'm going to do what's best for my family. And because I don't think the government has our best interests in mind when it comes to plant medicine versus big pharma, because they don't get to get their hands in the pocket.
Mhm.
And that's sad. That's a sad, sad deal.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to continue to do this, and I'm going to share it with everybody I possibly can, and tech with the rest, because everybody should get the relief that I'm getting, or at least have the knowledge that it's there or available, and be able to do it. I mean, can you imagine if, like, some of the world leaders we have today went on maybe a psilocybin retreat or started microdosing together? I mean, and it would be a game changer globally. Globally,
Mhm. It would.
I'm
It definitely would.
I'm
I love your passion. I love your passion so much because it's the truth. There's nothing
yeah,
phony about it. There's no
no,
bullshit here. It's the real
no.
deal. It's the real deal. So why don't we do this? Why don't we let you enjoy your beautiful weekend coming up here? Why don't we talk here in about a week? Why don't we let people see what's happening, where you've been? Because this is it. This is why we do what we do. Okay, people
Okay.
like you. Okay.
Absolutely. And you can put my name on there, and if people on Facebook are listening, maybe this is the first time they've listened, they have any questions about it,
Yep.
they can, obviously, you guys are the duty experts. I would implore them, but I'm new to this. If they want to know what a noob's experience is, going through microdosing and just finished up his first month of microdosing, is like, they can definitely reach out to me. Facebook, I look, my messages or whatever. I will definitely get back, and I'll help anybody or answer any questions on my experiences this month, and do it whatever I can to help the cause. This is amazing gift. I love you and Michelle, and you guys will forever have a place in my heart. And I just want to help people.
Thank you. You're amazing, Travis. Have an amazing weekend. Thank you for your amazing story. We will definitely be in touch, and I love you, brother.
I love you too.
Ciao.
We'll talk soon.